This is Hope Indicators, a program designed to track progress, measure prosperity, and inspire positivity with the indices of hope across Nigeria under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, powered by Brand Invest Solutions and the Friends of Renewed Hope. It's Hope Indicators, tracking progress, inspiring positivity. Hello, this is Hope Indicators, a program that brings to you fulfilling sights and sounds of the various indices of hope spreading across the nation under the Renewed Hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, measuring prosperity, tracking progress, and of course, inspiring positivity. My name is David Alpha. This is Hope Indicators, tracking progress, inspiring positivity. Today on Hope Indicators, we'll bring to you an index or an indices of hope, so obvious but undeniable, the crashing food prices and the next trajectory of hope. This documentary report that shall form the basis of the next couple of discussions with two astute gentlemen, the Vice President of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, talking about Mr. Bode Thompson, in charge of agriculture, and a former director from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Adeleke Nfutal, in charge of Maize Project. This documentary that focused on the crashing food prices and the next trajectory of hope takes us to Plateau State, Central Nigeria, where we examine the impact of the various policies of this administration on the various food supply stakeholders in two markets, in Mangu local government area and in Jos South local government. Sit back as we present to you the documentary report on the crashing food prices and the next trajectory of hope.
Hope indicators, shining the way, highlighting progress, every single day, with stories of hope, we inspire and thrive, building the nation, where love survives.
In every nation, hope begins at the table. When food is affordable, family breathes easier. When prices skyrocket, however, anxiety enters the home. Since May 2023, Nigeria's table has been under pressure, stretched by reforms, tested by change, and shaken by rising costs. But beyond the hardship, beyond the headlines, another story has been quietly unfolding. A story written not in promises but in indicators. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office in May 2023, Nigeria stood at a turning point. Decades-old economic distortions could no longer be sustained. Fuel subsidy removal, foreign exchange reforms, difficult decisions long delayed were finally taken. The immediate effect of these were shock. Transport costs rose, food prices surged so high, inflation tightened its grip on households across the country. For millions of Nigerians, feeding the family became harder than ever before. But by 2024, food inflation reached historic highs. Staple food, rice, maize, tomatoes, garri climbed to levels unseen in years. But inflation has a critical characteristic. It does not rise forever. Every surge has a peak, and quietly across Nigeria's market, that peak was reached. The first indicator of hope appeared not as celebration but as relief. Prices stopped rising at the same pace. Volatility reduced. In some markets, prices began to fall. This mattered because price correction is not political. It is structural. It only happens when pressure begins to unmount or release.
As you can see now, prices of things are dropping. Like in terms of garri, formerly, like previous years, a mudu of garri before it was 1,000 to 1,000. But this since last year to now, we are selling 400 naira. And that is how other things are dropping. Like yam, like beans. Mudu of beans now, I think it's 900 naira.
I am Davo Ishaya from Jos South Local Government. I came to Bukuru Market to buy beans. Though there are many things I want to buy in the market. I want to buy rice, though I have bought beans already. I bought it at the rate of 800 naira. Today being 12th of January 2026, which then it was 1,005, 2,000. We thank the government for doing his best on this market to drop things in the market.
It's easier for the common man out there. You know, if no matter how tough life can be, let it be that at least one can have food to eat. So if there's food to eat, everything will be fine. A lot of things will reduce. A lot of even crimes around will reduce, because if you don't have anything to eat, you must survive. So you must look for ways to get what to eat. So when we see food reducing, prices of commodities reducing, we are happy because things will definitely get better.
Oh, praise God. We really thank God that the prices of food are coming down. Last year, what you can buy at 2,000 plus, this year you can buy that thing at less than 1,000. So it's really a thing of joy. We really thank God for that. On the average, I will say this Christmas is far better when it comes in terms of foodstuff in the market. This Christmas is far better because what you spent last year, as in 2024, in fact, you will not spend up to 50% of it in this 2025 that just passed.
Ni sunana Muhammad mai kudi, ina sai da wake da shinkafa. Mun gode ma Allah, Allah ya ƙara kawo mana sauƙin rayuwa yadda za mu ci gaba da rayuwarmu da sauƙi. Akan kasuwan da nake yi da wake muna sayan sa 2,500 har ya dawo naira 2,000 yanzu, kuma cikin ikon Allah, Allah ya kawo mana sauƙi naira 800. Shinkafa muna sayan ta naira 2,000 yanzu a cikin ikon Allah, Allah ya kawo mana ita ta dawo naira 1,100-1,200. To lokacin da kaya yana tsada, mutane kaɗan ne, bai fi mutum 4-5 za su zo ba, yanzu kuma sai mutum 20 su zo su sai kaya.
To a shekaran baya gaskiya ya fi tsada, amma yanzu ya ɗanyi sauki, sai dai riban ne a baya mun fi samun riba a kan yanzu. To a yanzu dai tumatir, yau kwandon tumatir na mai gona ana iya sayan shi 2,500, wanda muna ce mai UTC 18 UTC. A baya kuma mun saye shi har 10,000.
It's a good thing that the prices of food are dropping, but then for meat, it's not dropping. So we don't understand what is happening. Meat and fish, the prices are not dropping, but other things like rice, beans, beverages, some of them have dropped. But for meat and fish, and we can't cook without those things.
Gaskiya lase masara ya zo an sai masara 52,000, an zo an sai masara 1000, ya zo ya kai watan biyu an sai masara 62,000. Tun zuwa watan 3 zuwa watan 4 masara ya fara soka kaman da wasa. Masara ya soka har ya zo ya kai 20,000.
Masara mun siya masara 40,000-50,000, mun ajiye mun zo mun karba 20,000 da shi.
So mu abu ya ba mu mamaki, ba mu taba tunanin masara zai soka haka ba.
The second indicator was even more powerful. Food became more available again. Markets saw more produce, not just higher prices. Food inflation falls only when food is present or when demand is less than supply. This presence of food in the market is proof of increased productivity. This signaled that Nigeria's food system, bruised but not broken, was responding to this demand and supply price adjustment pressures.
Wani lokaci masaran ana noma shi yana yin yawa, kuma masaran wani lokaci idan masu siya ba su shigo ba, dole ne masara ya fadi. Lasi da masara ya fadi, wurin da mun zo mun research mun gane an bude boda, an shigo da masara daga kasan waje. to waɗansu kamfanonin da suke zuwa su sayi masara a sauransu wuraren da suke sabon siya sun je suna sayan masara a wuraren da an kawo masara kamar Port Harcourt, an kawo jirgi sun kawo su masara a wurin ana siya kamar su Onitsha, su Aba, akwai manyan state da suna zuwa su sayi masara a tarewa sun koma siya a wannan wuraren.
Every major economic reform passes through 3 stages. First, the shock. Second, the adjustment. And third, the stability. Nigeria has endured the shock. Now, adjustment is taking hold. Transport costs have moderated from their peaks.
There was enough fuel, movement was splendid, and then the prices went down. So at least people did not suffocate during Christmas.
No, I think this Christmas is better because even the way people traveled in the past 2 years was quite different from the one of this year. It's different.
Traders are planning again and not panicking. Households are adapting to a more realistic and more stable price environment. For decades, uncertainty was Nigeria's greatest economic enemy. Today, while debates continue, one thing is undeniable: the direction is clear. Perhaps the strongest sign of hope is the fact that food prices are easing without price control, without rationing, and without artificial enforcements. This means the system is working, supply chains are reconnecting, and corrections are happening naturally. This is the kind of recovery that lasts. Remember, hope does not mean the absence of pain or sacrifice. It only means that the pain or sacrifice is no longer directionless and that the sacrifice will yield the desired results. Food supply is improving, prices are adjusting, and economic direction is clearer than it has been in years. These are not slogans, they are indicators of hope.
I want the government to do its best, though things are getting down, but we still plead if they will still come down so that the poor masses can benefit from it.
And not only foodstuff, we are looking forward to the prices of other things.
Yeah, we are praying for them. We hope that they will do what they have promised to do. So we hope to keep seeing reduction in every aspect so that at least the poor man can breathe and survive.
Beneath the surface of improved market mood lies another reality, one that must be honestly acknowledged. While civil servants, wage earners and shoppers welcome falling food prices, farmers, on the other hand, the backbone of supply, face a more complex picture. Because when food prices fall, consumers rejoice, but when farm inputs remain high, farmers struggle.
Farmers are crying seriously. If you, like people that are farming maize, they are crying. People that are cassava farmers, they are also crying because they say fertilizer is not dropping, and they are buying fertilizer in a costly price, and when they suffer this thing, they will go and sell it in a low price, so they are crying seriously.
Sabon masara 22,000 ne, jan masara kenan, amma farin masara ne ma wayansu 19,000, wayansu 20,000. To kuma gaskiya buhun masara biyu yanzu wallahi ko ga ya bare siya buhun taki daya ba.
Su soke mana taki, idan suka soke mana taki ko masara mun sara shi 10,000 ba zai dame mu ba, amma inda muke siyan taki 60,000 mu zo mu sarra masara 20,000, gaskiya ba mu ji dadin wannan rayuwan ba. Kamar da ni na siyawa nan ban da kudi da zan iya siya taki buhu daya ba ni da shi, saboda maganan taki yanzu ban da maganan da zan iya ce nawa takin tambaya taki ban da wannan kudin ba, domin masara na buhu daya ba ran sayar da taki buhu biyu buhu ku ne ba bare doka man taki buhu daya ba. Dan Allah ka je ku ga ma gwamnati mu muna wannan maganan da tushi a taimaka mana maganan taki an gama da mu.
If we get a subsidized fertilizer, definitely we will equally sell it to the farmers at a lesser price. Because what people don't understand is that they think as if when we sell the goods at a higher price, we gain much more profit than when the price goes down. No. Since morning, I don't think if there's anyone here is able to sell 5 bags or 3 bags today, this Friday. If you go by investigation, all the shops here, like in this very shop that I'm sitting, I've not sold 1 bag because of the maize.
Government should put into consideration the farmers too by bringing down the prices of fertilizer. If not, if the farmers decide not to farm, I think the worst is yet to come.
Nigeria's farmers are not yet smiling, not because they reject progress, but because one more hurdle remains before celebration becomes complete and widespread.
Shi shugaban kasa ya yi magana akan wannan jan warin in Allah ya da zai wani abu akan maganan taki, kuma manoma suna nan suna kan mara mashi baya. So roƙonmu shine yanda ya ce zai kawo mana taki, muna mashi addu'a. To mu manoman Allah ya da Allah ya kai mu 2027 mu muna bayan shi, kuma abin da yake nema addu'armu shine ubangijin Allah zai bashi. Dukanmu shine magana kan taki. In mun samu taki to shi ma zai gan kuriyan da zai fito a hannun manoma. Sau na gode.
The favorable price regime is excellent but not yet perfect, and without affordable input, the farmer's joy will always lag behind the consumer's relief. But this too is an indicator, a clear signal of what must happen next. With affordable inputs, farmers can produce more, sell at fair prices, and still have the means to return to their farms with confidence. When the farmer wins, the nation wins, and when both consumers and producers can smile, food stability becomes sustainable. Yes, indeed, across Nigeria's market, farms and homes, the indicators are emerging, quietly, unevenly, but undeniably. And in these indicators lies the faith that tomorrow can and will be better.
Stories of hope, we inspire and thrive.
Well, that's how much we can take because of the brevity of time that we have, but the full documentary is available on YouTube at Hope Indicators. Also, don't forget to be a part of the conversation. Tell us, how has the food prices been in your area, and what has changed, and what can the government do to sustain these dropped or crashed food prices, leaving all parties happy. Going further, the next segment, which is the executive chat with a seasoned gentleman, the Vice President of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry and a former director from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, talking about Mr. Bode Thompson and Dr. Adeleke Nfuthau. But this shall happen shortly after this break. Don't go away. Oh yes, make it a date with Hope Indicators as we track progress, inspire positivity across Nigeria under the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. For details or sponsorship as a friend of Renewed Hope, call or WhatsApp 081 3610 3598 or 081 0070 4491. Hope Indicators, tracking progress, inspiring positivity. Okay, that's how much you can take on today's edition of Hope Indicators. We've discussed crashing food prices and the next trajectory of hope. This program is open for participation and sponsorship. As friends of Renewed Hope, you can chat or call the numbers on your screen and the necessary arrangements shall be made. Don't forget, hope is not the absence of pain, but the assurance that the pain or sacrifice will surely yield the desired goal. Thank you for being a part of this program once more. My name is David Alpha. Thank you and God bless.